Okay guys, welcome back. It's a Thursday night golf show. It is also the first day of the Open and we're going to be giving away one of these and one of these. Stick around and find out exactly how you can win. Okay, so welcome back. I promised you I would film this week's show from the Open, so let's start with an apology because I have not done that. I went on Monday. On the first practice day, good day to be honest with you, got very close to quite a few players. It was a great day to spectate if you see some of your favourite players. Quite not got the buzz and the atmosphere of competition days, but very enjoyable. It was very busy, quite surprised how busy it was. But I didn't plan on filming on the Monday. I planned to go back today, which is Wednesday, and things have transpired and I've not been able to do it. So unfortunately back in the studio, but we have got the wonderful 18th at Birkdale in the backdrop. But you've seen plenty of the Open today, no doubt, and you've already got a head start on who's on top of that leaderboard, and it'll be competition time later, so that might be a little bit of a heads up for you. But let's just go back a few days to last week's weekend Scottish Open. Dundonald Links, which I've played Dundonald Links and did a video there as well. Nice track. Nice track. Surprised it had the Scottish Open. I wouldn't have put it in that kind of category, but there you go. It seemed to go down well in terms of a spectator, a viewing course, and really throw some great excitement. The poor fella Shinquin, I think his name is. I thought he was a Chinese bloke when I first seen him on top of the leaderboard, but he basically held his nerve for 71 and a half holes, and I don't know whether he'll regret. I think he only had a 5-iron in that second shot that he was playing into the green, but a layup would have been something like maybe an 8-iron, I don't know. It was a par 5. No doubt you've all seen it, so I'm brushing through this, but unfortunately he made the bogey that he made that led to a playoff with Cabrera Bello, and unfortunately he lost on that first playoff hole. But a great performance from him and another name for the future maybe. But well done to Cabrera Bello. It'll be interesting to see. As I say, you will know by now if he's performed very well on day one. Cabrera Bello I'm referring to. But like I said, I was there on Monday. Had a great day. Met up with Liam from Golf Vlogs, and then we also met the guys Rick Shields, Peter Finch and Andy Carter. And first time I met them in person, I had a 10-minute chat with Rick Shields. Got to say, really nice fella he is, very pleasant indeed, and had a good day. Here are a few clips from my visit on Monday. So like I say, it's a great way of getting sort of close up with people if you're fortunate enough. And one of the players that you've seen on the video, John Rahm, was literally a couple of feet away from him when he was doing a bit of chipping practice. Unbelievable to see how flat he was laying that wedge onto the floor. It was almost, like I said, laid down square to the ground, and he's hitting sort of 3/4 swings and firing them straight in the air and stopping them dead. Unbelievable skill set that guy's got. And funny enough, I had another pro I didn't recognise, to be honest, who walked past him and said, "Can you still do your trick shot of flop shot with a 6-iron?" And he replied by saying, "It's not a 6-iron, I do it with a 4-iron," which would be an incredible thing to see. But yeah, The other big thing about John Rahm, which was noticeable, is the sheer size and bulk of the lad. He's one hefty fella, let me tell you. Really, really broad shoulders, and no doubt, no reason, not hard to understand the reasons to why he powers the ball a long way. But yeah, Martin Kayman, you seen on the video, we've seen Dustin Johnson warming up, and all the players, to be fair, in a very relaxed mood. Rory again, I mean, you'll have seen today again, so this is always a bit of a hindsight video, but Rory was struggling. He was a bit all over the show, and it'd be interesting to see how he has done and how he performs over the next few days. But as I understand, he walked off Sunday and Monday, but that could just be a bit of news reporting, a bit of fake news as they call it. But from what I've seen of him, he was not looking too clever, let's say. So first question of the night, all about the Open. Let's start off with, what is your favourite Open venue? That's what I'd like to hear. Obviously, I think is it 14, I think. 14 Open venues to choose from. Where's your favourite? Where do you like? Who likes Royal Birkdale? I have to say, it was in absolutely superb condition. Anyway, let's move on from world news. I always sort of decide the order as to what we're going to discuss as I'm going along. Let's start off with, I'm going to talk about videos that I've done this week. So I went back into Clark's this week. It's all about ping at the moment. My G driver and the rest of the G400 series will be coming out in the next few days, but they weren't in on Monday when I did I went back to have a look at these Ping G400 irons, and I did a head-to-head versus the G iron, which is about 18 months old, which is really where it's sort of the predecessor. And I also did the G400 versus the M2 iron. Again, I thought they were really good comparison videos, and it was great for me to go back. It's often interesting when I hit the G iron. Like I said, it was one of the first product tests I did 18 months ago. And obviously during that period you forget, you hit so many different clubs, but I have to say I was really impressed when I picked the G iron back up again. I gave it a really good review at the time, so it wasn't as if my mind had changed, but like I said, you forget, and there wasn't a massive difference between that and the G400, but again, there were differences, and if you want to see the review, then a link will be down below. Have a check that one out. And the M2, again, that was a real good, interesting comparison, and I did find there were some differences, mainly aesthetically, as much as anything else, in between the M2 and a G400. So again, have a look at that one if you get chance. Right, now then, last week I asked that you start sending in videos of you playing on golf courses, because like I said, everyone likes to see an image, a picture, a video of somewhere maybe they've not played before, and it was great to see we got a few videos in. We're going to start off with the first one. This is Steve Lander with his birdie putt on the 15th at the Brabazon. Well done to Steve, thanks for sending that one in. We've then got Paul Anderton, 25-foot birdie putt. It didn't tell me where this was at, but it took a few bobbles along the way, but it finds its way into the hole. Well done, Paul. And then we had, this one came in via Twitter. It's Ritzy Photographic was the Twitter name. So I don't know the name of the three lads that are playing, but it's 3 quick clips, and they're playing in New South Wales, Australia, Bonville Golf Club. And as he described it to me when I asked where exactly it was, he said it's Australia's Augusta. So this one can't be too bad. It's 3 shots from the tee in Bonville Golf Club. And then last but not least, we had one here. I couldn't quite work out the name. E-Else, is it? E-L-S. He sent something in. He was playing at Birkdale, funny enough, earlier this week. And here's a quick clip from E-Else. Not a bad swing, that last one, is it? So yeah, thanks to everybody who sent those in. It was it's a request that I'm going to have to make every week till we get into the habit of doing it. I'm looking for taggers out there. Don't forget, that's our little hashtag that we use, average golfers. Make sure you send me them in and I'll put them up on the screen here. We can all have a look at you playing from literally, like I said, whether it be a selfie, your birdie putts, teeing off. If you get whatever you can, send them in and I'll flash them up on the screen and we can have a quick look at you in action. Right. Now then, I'm going to go backwards. I'm going to go back to clubs for a little while. I talked about this G400 for me personally has raised quite a number of questions over club choice, why I buy certain clubs, why I've not looked at certain clubs in the past. And I thought I'd fire a question back onto you guys really. My big question in last week's show was, are the G400s a game improvement iron? And I think that that category as such has really got to have a bit of a... Well, a G400 for me doesn't fall into a game improvement iron. It's certainly a lot broader appeal than just the higher handicap, which that normally would suggest it's aimed at. And that got me to thinking is that... why do you choose your golf clubs? What is it that makes you make the decision to purchase? And a few things that I've come up with is it, first of all, so I've got, is it how it looks? Is it the cost? Is it brand loyalty? If you're a Callaway man, you're always a Callaway man, TaylorMade, always TaylorMade, and so on. Would you again look at the category of clubs? So if a club is titled a game improvement iron, and you're an 18 handicapper, let's say, would that be a club that you would automatically be drawn to because of how it's categorised? And then vice versa, as an 18 handicapper, if you've seen I don't know, let's take my clubs, a TaylorMade MP5, Mizuno MP5s, would you be put off by them simply because of their appearance, because they're classed as, the other category is the better player iron? So would you be straight away just not even tempted to try these clubs because of the categories they've been put in? The one thing I didn't mention there obviously was performance. So are you, no matter what the club look like, and this goes back to this G400 analogy now, is that no matter what the category that it falls into, no matter how it looks in terms of the appeal to your eye, no matter what the cost is, ultimately is everything driven by performance. So in other words, whatever club that you perform with the best, is that simply the one you buy, or would you be put off by certain factors? And the last one, and we asked this a few months back, but I don't think this, but I'm going to throw it in anyway. Are you ever persuaded by your favourite player, so what they use and what you see the pros use, and do you think that's again a marketing tactic that the companies use to direct and guide you in a certain way? But anyway, I want to hear about, what is it, do you think? So these are I'll run it through again. These are the categories that I've put them in, but by all means, if you think of something else what you're driven by, tell me. So we've got how it looks, brand loyalty, cost, performance, the category of club that it falls into, or your favourite player that uses them. So we'll do a little bit of a poll. You can pick a couple of those out, because I no doubt there'll be a bit of a mixture of those that will go into most people's reasoning behind buying golf clubs. So by all means do that. And I'd like to know, like I said, what drives you. Because if I did it, I think first of all, how it looks is a major factor for me. I was drawn into the MP5s. I love that shiny look of theirs, and straight away my eye was drawn to them. I wondered if I could hit them because I wanted to play well with them, because I just love the look of them. And then the category of club would be something for me. I think, like I said, for the reason why I've been put off the game improvement market is because of that category. And like I said, I don't think I'm any great player by any means, but I would consider myself drawn towards the better player irons, and incorrectly so, I think. Like I said, certainly right now anyway. So, but anyway, as ever, your opinion is the one I'm interested in, and comments down below as ever, and we'll see what feedback we get. So we've got plenty up for discussion this week. I'm just going to make sure, I'm having a glance down, make sure I'm covering everything, because we've got a little bit of a competition to go. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the video, so I went on Monday, and I literally spent hours getting these caps signed so that I could have a nice prize giveaway on this week's Thursday night show. Either that, or I passed them to Liam at Golf Vlogs UK, and I asked him to do it because I'm a little bit more, I don't know, what's the word? I'm trying to think of a polite one. He's just got a bit more balls than I have, so he'll go up to anybody. He does not care, that lad. Very shortly, while I was sort of hanging around people, waiting to politely ask for a signature on a cap, we got 5 in a very short space of time when I passed them over to Liam. So you've got the pin cap has got Lee Westwood and Brandon Grace on. And then you've got the tailor-made, we've got Jason Duffner, Shane Lowry, and Brendan Steele. So is it Brendan or Brandon Steele? Anyway, you know the guy. They're the 2 caps. I'm going to give them away. So they're 2 prizes, not one person getting both. All you have to do is this. You have to be a subscriber to the channel, so nobody is going to win unless you subscribe to the channel. So subscribers only can win this. So subscribe to the channel, then comment down below. Tell me who is going to win this week's Open. Now then, if we don't get a winner, these caps will go to the people who picked the player who finished highest up the leaderboard. Okay, so they're going to be given away no matter what at the end of this Sunday night. And if we've got a tie, if there are several people that have picked the same player who happens to win, then we'll make a draw on next week's show and decide on who gets the caps that way. But I think 2 good prizes. I like them. I'm a bit reluctant to give them away, but I'm going to do it anyway. A bit of a thank you for all the support that everyone has given to the channel over the last 18 months or so, and I think they're well worth winning. On that one, again, just a big thank you. We're approaching 3,500 subscribers. It's a tough one. It is a long haul, but we've been working hard. We're still trying to get ourselves out there, and getting up to 3,500 is great. And I'm about to just hit the 1 million views, which is a massive milestone. When we started off and you do your first video, I think first video we had out at about 32 watches. So to get to 1 million views, absolutely fantastic. And I'll probably hit that within the next couple of weeks, and I think we've got to do a fairly decent prize for that. Right, so that's the competition time. Last thing before I do go, if you go and you want to play in the York trip on the 17th and 18th of September, it is now, you can go to Glencore's website. I'll put the link for this one below. There is a landing page on the website with all the details of the trip, and you can now book and get yourself on that trip, paid for, done. It's going to be really good fun, and know that there are limited spaces now, but by all means give it a whirl. I'll put the link in and get yourself booked on if you can. And I can see that being an absolutely belting couple of days. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the Open. Good luck in the competition. Hope you manage to pick a winner, and I'll see you next Thursday night when we'll announce the winners of the show. Find out who won the Open, see what drama unfolds. Can't wait for the next few days. Favourite golfing competition of the year, I think, on the TV. Like the Masters as well, got to be said. Anyway, right, that's me done. I'll see you soon.